Your vet charged you $300 for a dog allergy test. You waited weeks for the results. You changed your dog's food based on what the test said, and your dog is still scratching. Here is why. That test has never been proven to work. The American College of Veterinary Dermatology does not recommend it for food allergies. The companies that sell the test even put a disclaimer on their own website admitting it is not valid. A published study sent fake fur from a stuffed animal and tap water to one of these labs. The lab sent back positive allergy results for the stuffed animal. If that makes your blood boil, keep watching, because the test that actually works costs you nothing. Let me describe a cycle that millions of dog owners are stuck in right now. Your dog starts itching, scratching his ears, licking his paws until they turn brown. You take him to the vet. The vet says it could be a food allergy. They recommend an allergy test, a blood draw, or maybe a saliva kit. You pay $200 to $400 for the test, sometimes more with the consultation. A few weeks later, you get a report. A long list of foods your dog is supposedly allergic to: chicken, beef, wheat, rice. Sometimes 10 or 15 items on the list, so you go out and buy special food that avoids everything on that list. Maybe a prescription diet at $80 to $100 per bag. Maybe a limited ingredient formula. A month goes by. Your dog is still itching, so you go back to the vet. More tests. Maybe they suggest Apoquel or Cytopoint now. That is another $100 to $300 per month. And the cycle continues, test after test, product after product, bill after bill. Meanwhile, the one diagnostic method that actually works was never mentioned. It requires no blood draw, no lab fees, no prescription, and it has been the gold standard in veterinary dermatology for over 30 years. Let me show you exactly what the science says about these allergy tests. In 2017, a critical review was published in BMC Veterinary Research by two of the most respected veterinary dermatologists in the world. Thierry Olivry and Ralph Mueller examined every available study on food allergy testing in dogs. Their conclusion was clear. Neither blood tests, saliva tests, nor hair tests can reliably diagnose food allergies in dogs. The accuracy of serum IgE testing ranged from 58 to 87%. The positive predictive value, meaning the chance a positive result is actually correct, ranged from 15 to 100%. 15%. That means in some studies, 85 out of 100 positive results were wrong, but it gets worse. In 2019, veterinary dermatologist Dr. Coyner published a study in the Journal of Small Animal Practice. Her team sent samples to a commercial allergy testing company. They submitted hair and saliva from a dog with known allergies. They submitted hair and saliva from a completely healthy dog with no allergies at all. And then they submitted fake fur from a stuffed animal and plain tap water. The results came back positive for allergies across all three groups. The test could not tell the difference between an allergic dog, a healthy dog, and a toy. The distribution of results was statistically no different from random chance. Her conclusion, published in a peer-reviewed journal, hair and saliva testing, should not be used to diagnose allergies. A second study from Munich tested blood and saliva samples from dogs with confirmed food allergies, dogs with other allergies, and completely healthy dogs. The results showed no reliable difference between any of the groups. The researchers stated that until better data exist, elimination diets remain the only reference standard. This is not one study. This is the entire body of veterinary evidence saying the same thing. And here's the part that should make you furious. Some of the companies selling these tests actually admit it on their own website. IDEXX, one of the largest veterinary diagnostics companies, includes a disclaimer stating there is no scientific evidence to support serum testing for food allergens. So what does work? The gold standard for diagnosing food allergies in dogs is the Elimination diet trial. Every major veterinary dermatology organization in the world agrees on this. An elimination diet means feeding your dog a single protein source he has never eaten before for 8 to 12 weeks. During that time, you remove everything else. No treats, no table scraps, no flavored medications. If the itching improves significantly during the trial, food allergy is likely. Then you reintroduce one ingredient at a time and watch for a reaction. When the itching comes back, you have found the allergen. No blood test needed. This method is not complicated, but it requires patience and consistency, and that is exactly why many vets do not push it. An elimination diet generates zero revenue for the clinic. A $300 blood test does. A prescription diet at $100 per bag does. A follow-up visit at $250 does. I am not saying your vet is dishonest. Most veterinarians genuinely want to help your dog, but the system they work in rewards fast, expensive solutions over slow, free ones. A 12-week diet trial requires patient education, follow-up calls, and no lab fees. It is better medicine, but it is worse business, and that is why nobody told you, until now. Let me put the business side in perspective. The global veterinary diagnostics market is worth over $5 billion. IDEXX Laboratories, the dominant player, reported revenue of over $3.9 billion in 2024. Allergy panels are one of the most commonly ordered diagnostic tests in small animal practice. Every time a vet draws blood and sends it to a lab for an allergy panel, it costs the owner $200 to $400. The lab charges the clinic a fraction of that. The markup is significant, and here is the key. The test results almost always come back with multiple positives. That means the owner walks out thinking their dog is allergic to 8 or 10 different foods. They buy expensive specialized food. They buy supplements. They come back for retesting. One inaccurate test generates hundreds or thousands of dollars in follow-up spending. Meanwhile, a proper elimination diet costs the price of a bag of novel protein food and 8 to 12 weeks of your attention. No lab fees, no prescription needed for the food, no recurring diagnostics. The total cost of doing it correctly is a fraction of one blood panel. But fractions do not build billion-dollar diagnostic companies. Your dog's misdiagnosis is someone else's quarterly earnings, and you deserve to know that before you hand over your credit card. What I just showed you is one piece of a much bigger picture. The pet industry profits when you stay confused about your dog's health. Inside the complete pet health vault, you will find the full elimination diet protocol, week by week, ingredient by ingredient, with a printable shopping list and a symptom tracker. But the vault does not stop at food allergies. There are 47 science-backed protocols covering skin problems, anxiety, dental health, joint pain, and senior care. Each one uses ingredients and methods that cost a few dollars, not hundreds. Each one backed by published veterinary research, not marketing. The link is in the description below this video. It costs less than one allergy blood panel, one purchase, yours forever. No subscriptions, no recurring fees, no upsells, just the knowledge the pet industry never wanted you to have. And unlike that blood test, this method has never failed to give a clear answer when done correctly. Now stay with me because I am about to walk you through the elimination diet step by step. Everything you need to know, no lab required, so you can start today. Here is exactly how to run a proper elimination diet for your dog. This is the same method used by board-certified veterinary dermatologists. The same method recommended by every major veterinary organization. And it is completely free. Step 1 is choosing a novel protein. A novel protein is a protein source your dog has never eaten before. Look at the ingredient list of every food and treat you have given your dog in the past 2 years. Whatever proteins are listed, those are off the table. Common novel proteins include venison, rabbit, duck, kangaroo, or bison. If your dog has only ever eaten chicken and beef, duck or venison would be a good starting point. You can buy commercial novel protein dog food at most pet stores. Look for a single protein source with a simple ingredient list, no more than 8 to 10 ingredients. You do not need a prescription for this. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Step 2 is choosing a novel carbohydrate. Sweet potato, pumpkin, or oatmeal are common choices if your dog has not eaten them before. If you are using a commercial food, the carbohydrate source will already be included. If you are cooking at home, pair one novel protein with one novel carbohydrate. That is the entire diet. Step 3 is removing absolutely everything else. No treats, no dental chews, no flavored heartworm pills, no table scraps, nothing. Even a tiny bite of the wrong food can restart the inflammatory response and ruin the entire trial. Step 4 is committing to the timeline. You need a minimum of 8 weeks, ideally 10 to 12. Most improvement happens between weeks 4 and 8. Some dogs take longer. If you quit at week 3 because you do not see results yet, you may miss the answer completely. During the trial, keep a simple daily journal. Write down the date, what your dog ate, and rate his itching on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 is no itching. 10 is constant scratching. You do not need anything fancy. A notebook on the kitchen counter works perfectly. Step 5 is watching for improvement. If by week 8 your dog's itching has decreased significantly, food allergy is very likely the cause. If there is no change at all after 12 weeks, food allergy is probably not the issue. Your dog may have environmental allergies instead, which is a different problem with different solutions. Step 6 is the reintroduction phase. This is where you find the specific allergen. Add back one ingredient at a time. Start with the most common culprits. Chicken is the number 1 food allergen in dogs. Beef is number 2. Dairy is number 3. Add chicken to the diet for 2 weeks. If itching returns, you have found it, remove it permanently. If no reaction, chicken is safe. Move to the next ingredient. Add beef for 2 weeks. Watch for reaction. Continue this process one ingredient at a time until you identify every trigger. This takes patience. It is not glamorous. There is no instant result. But at the end of this process, you will know exactly what your dog can and cannot eat. Not because a lab guessed based on antibodies that do not predict food reactions, but because you tested it with your own eyes on your own dog. That is real evidence. That is the gold standard, and it did not cost you $300. Here are some practical tips to make the elimination diet easier. Tell everyone in the household about the trial. One person sneaking a treat can sabotage 8 weeks of work. If you have other pets, feed them separately during the trial. Switch to unflavored heartworm and flea prevention if possible. Ask your vet for options. If your dog needs medication, check with your vet about non-flavored alternatives. For treats during the trial, use small pieces of the novel protein you are already feeding. Freeze-dried single-ingredient treats like freeze-dried rabbit work well and are easy to find. If your dog gets into something he should not have eaten, do not panic. Note it in your journal and continue. One accident does not mean you need to start over completely, but it may delay your timeline. If your dog's itching gets significantly worse at any point during the trial, consult your vet. A worsening condition could indicate a secondary infection that needs treatment. And here's something important. An elimination diet only diagnoses food allergies. It does not diagnose environmental allergies like pollen, dust mites, or mold. If your dog's itching is seasonal, meaning it is worse in spring and fall, food may not be the primary cause. Environmental allergies require a different approach. That approach is also covered in detail inside the Pet Health Vault, including natural anti-inflammatory protocols that can help manage both types. Let me put the 2 paths side by side for you. Path A is the one most vets offer. Blood test, $200 to $400, results in 2 to 4 weeks, accuracy as low as 15% positive predictive value. Based on those results, you buy prescription food, $80 to $100 per month. Dog still itching. Back to the vet. Another $250 visit. They add Apoquel or Cytopoint, $100 to $300 per month. First year total, easily $2,000 to $4,000. And the cycle often continues year after year. Path B is the elimination diet. Novel protein food from any pet store, $40 to $60 per bag. Duration, 8 to 12 weeks. Accuracy, it is the gold standard. The only method the science supports. If food allergy is confirmed, you now know exactly which ingredients to avoid, forever. Annual cost after that, roughly the same as any quality dog food. No prescriptions, no monthly pills. Path A generates thousands of dollars in recurring revenue for clinics, labs, and pharmaceutical companies. Path B generates almost nothing. One path is good for business. The other path is good for your dog. Let me bring this all together. The blood and saliva allergy tests sold at vet clinics across America have never been proven to accurately diagnose food allergies. A published study showed they cannot tell the difference between a sick dog and a stuffed animal. The companies that sell these tests admit on their own websites that they are not the recommended method. The gold standard, an elimination diet, is free, accurate, and recommended by every major veterinary authority. But nobody sells it to you because there is nothing to sell. Now you know. And knowing is the first step to breaking the cycle. If you have already paid for one of these tests, do not feel bad. Millions of pet owners have. The system was designed to lead you there. But from today forward, you have the knowledge to take a different path. If this video helped you, share it with another dog owner who is trapped in the allergy cycle. They deserve to know this too. The Complete Pet Health Vault has the full elimination diet protocol with weekly guides, shopping lists, and a printable symptom tracker, plus 46 other conditions the pet industry would rather you keep paying to manage instead of solving. The link is in the description below. One purchase, yours forever. Less than the cost of one blood panel. Subscribe to this channel. Every week we open another vault because your dog does not need another expensive test. Your dog needs an owner who knows the truth. That is exactly what you are becoming right now. And now you do.